Rapper Fetty Wap is heading to prison.
Rapper Fetty Wap leaving the courthouse today.
Fetty Wap under arrest on federal drug charges.
Fetty Wap expected to spend at least 5 years in prison after pleading guilty to a conspiracy drug charge.
Yo, what is good, guys? It is your boy OJ the Demon, and like I said, I'm back with nothing but quality and consistency, dropping a video every week or every 2 weeks for you guys. So if you're watching and you end up enjoying the videos, please don't forget to drop a like and subscribe if you're new. I genuinely appreciate it. Today we are surprisingly talking about Fetty Wap, the trap king himself, literally. Now, just like many of you guys, when I first heard about this, I was super shocked and confused. I had no idea that Fetty Wap was actually in the streets, but apparently this guy is actually with the shits and has been living a secret double life. Rap superstar by day and drug lord by night. Yes, you heard me, Fetty Wap is a drug lord. And if you have no idea what a drug lord is a criminal who controls the distribution and sale of large quantities of illegal drugs. A well-known drug lord, for example, is El Chapo, and everyone knows the infamous El Chapo. So just imagine Fetty Wap committing crimes on the same level as El Chapo, which is mind-blowing. Still very hard for me to believe, but apparently he did commit these crimes. On the 22nd of this month, which was last Monday, Fetty Wap pled guilty to conspiracy to distribute and possesses controlled substances in a NYC federal court. Now, obviously, this charge alone is a very, very serious charge and carries a minimum mandatory 10 years in prison, but he actually pled guilty to a minimum of 5 years in prison, just merely dodging a life sentence if he would have took it to trial. Like, is this real life right now? Is this really happening? The melodic rapper Fetty Wap, the guy who went viral back in 2014 for his hit song Trap Queen, the Fetty Wap we all know and love, now possibly facing life in prison. Fetty Wap, whose real name is Willie Jr. Maxwell, was arrested alongside 5 other men right before he was scheduled to perform at Rolling Loud on Thursday, October 28th of 2021 in Queens, New York. Him and the 5 other individuals were arrested by the FBI on federal drug charges involving heroin and fentanyl. Fetty and his crew were getting straight to business. They were seriously selling. It is said that they have sold more than 100 kilograms of these drugs. 100 kilograms is a massive amount. That is very large quantities to be selling on the streets, and that's just speculation. They possibly could have sold even more. Last year, when the charges were first announced, U.S. Attorney Brian Priest had this to say: as alleged, the defendants have transported, distributed, and sold more than 100 kilograms of deadly and addictive drugs, including heroin, fentanyl, on Long Island, deliberately contributing to the opioid epidemic that has devastated our communities and taken too many lives. Hearing that really puts in perspective for me how serious what Fetty and his crew did really was. I just wouldn't imagine in a million years Fetty Wap going out like this. It's kind of sad, and he once had the world in his hands, but I guess this is the path that he chose. If you look at the screen, this is a picture of some of the drugs and money that was recovered from Fetty and his crew. Apparently, these guys were distributing narcotics all across Long Island and New Jersey. There's an 88-mile difference between Long Island and New Jersey, so it's roughly a 3-hour drive. According to the police, they brought the drugs from the West Coast and moved them to the East Coast. And get this, they hid the drugs in used UPS vehicles, which is genius, but it sounds like it's out of a movie. Police records also claim that $1.5 million in cash, cocaine, heroin, fentanyl pills, and multiple firearms were all recovered. So obviously Fetty Wap was running an underground criminal enterprise reigning all over New Jersey and Long Island. Originally, Fetty and the 5 men that were involved were all facing a minimum of 10 years to life in prison. But again, Fetty obviously pled guilty to a mandatory of 5 years in prison. So basically right now, how many years he's going to serve is indefinite, but we definitely know that it's going to be 5 years minimum, so the judge can give him anywhere ranging between 5+ years. Who knows, maybe he might get lucky and only serve 5, but I doubt that. Timothy D. Sinning, who is the district attorney for Suffolk County, New York, is really gunning for Fetty and his crew to be locked up for as long as possible, because according to him, the defendants used southern Long Island as their base of operations to run a multi-million-dollar interstate drug ring. He accuses Fetty and his crew of being wholesale drug dealers, trafficking millions worth of narcotics across state lines, selling to smaller dealers who disperse the drugs onto the streets. Fetty was out on a $500K bond, but was reincarcerated for breaking pre-trial release conditions. He was caught holding a gun and threatening to kill someone on FaceTime, which is a super bad look, and they're actually turning that into a separate case against him. He is currently 31 years old, overnight rap superstar turned convicted drug dealer. Seems as though Fetty Wap lost sight of the music and fell too deep into the street life. But this shit was insane to hear. Let me know what you guys think about it in the comments. It's been your boy OJ, and I'm out.